The point of a marketing plan is to enable an organisation to make better decisions that in turn will lead to more relevant and effective activity. If, in contrast, developing a marketing plan is primarily a bureaucratic exercise, then it's largely going to be a waste of time. There's a well-developed process for writing a marketing plan, which any business book will cover. The first step is to pull together relevant information on the market to carry out a situation analysis. The key to this, in my view, is to take the time, effort and curiosity to get beyond the obvious, to find out what is really driving your market. The more that you can do this, the more that the final plan will actually make a difference. I like to use the situation analysis to create a SWOT one: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. I've seen a lot of SWOT analyses, and quite a lot of ones that were really a waste of paper. The way to avoid this is to ensure that each entry includes an explanation of how and why it is what it is. Different aspects of the same thing can quite easily be both a positive and a weakness, so it can appear on both sides of the table. This is fine as long as both entries are explained. A typical SWOT analysis will contain more items than any management team can realistically address. So you need to use your judgment to decide which half dozen or so are the most important. Quite often, simply addressing these key issues will constitute an effective and appropriate plan. The next stage is to set objectives. It can be surprisingly tricky to decide what's an objective and what's a supporting strategy. Accordingly, I tend to restrict the objectives to some measure of marketing achievement, such as sales level, profit level, or market share. Everything else, such as levels of awareness, propensity to choose you, development of new products, or whatever, becomes a strategy. The key is to ensure that every objective has at least one strategy that will contribute to its achievement. If you've got this far, then the rest should be largely downhill. Each strategy needs to have a raft of action plans to implement it, and the final section of the marketing plan should specify some measures that will be used to monitor whether the plan is being achieved.